Alrighty, guys, what is going up? Welcome back to another episode here. We're going to be talking about how to use Finviz. We're going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial type on how to find stocks to trade, whether it's stocks to day trade, swing trade, or long-term invest. We're going to be doing a little bit of a breakdown and just how to use this software. So for those of you that don't know what Finviz is one of the cheaper alternatives to a stock scanner on how to find stocks to trade. Now, the reason why it is free is because it is 20 minutes delayed, or you can have the elite package, which starts out at roughly $30 per month, and it's all real-time data. So it is actually a pretty solid software for the price. Now, pretty much on the home page here, we have the three indexes. We have the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones. So just by looking at these, you can get a general gauge at where the market is today. So red, the market had a little bit of a redder day, and that's completely normal to see that. But as we move down, we can kind of get it broken down into sectors right here. So we have the technology, services, basic materials, healthcare, industrial goods, utilities, customer goods, financial. So just by looking at it, you can realize, okay, utilities had a green day, and really the rest of the overall market kind of had a red day, except for financial. Financial kind of looks like it kind of broke even, if not was up a little bit. And then as we start moving to the left here, this is the top gainers in the stocks with new highs, unusual volume, stuff like that. And then on the middle of this column, we have the top losers, new lows, most volatile, oversold, most active, downgrades, after earnings, insider selling. So right there, guys, you can kind of get a good gauge at what stocks are moving throughout the market with just not even putting in any criteria. And the reason why this thing refreshes is because, like I was saying, it refreshes every 20 minutes. So it is kind of, like irritating that it does that, but at least it's kind of free. And how they make money, if you guys are curious, is right here by ads. So as we scroll down here, we have the little bit of a signals column. So we have trend lines, wedge up, channel downs, all that kind of stuff here. These are just patterns that the software kind of picks up on. Now, towards the right here, we have the major news column, which is pretty cool because you can find stocks with some sort of catalyst. Like Beyond Meat, all you gotta do is click on it, and Beyond Meat has had a very volatile past couple of weeks, and you guys can see this stock is really moving high. So it's pretty recent IPO just by looking at the overall stock chart. Then as you move down, you have all this information that is available for you. So shares outstanding, all of this stuff that you guys can really look at, especially if you're a long-term investor. A lot of this stuff is going to be really insightful for when you trade. So the next thing here is, as we move down, this is more of like forex, bonds, futures, and I don't know really what all this stuff is here. But yeah, so the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the news column. So as you click the news here, sometimes it does take a little bit of a minute to load here. So the news, this is all the news that is going on the daily. So it is 11:32, and looking at this is 20 minutes delayed. So keep that in mind. So the last post was at 11:04. So that is, just a little over 20 minutes ago. So these are all the stocks here, and you can literally just click on the post, boom, and it sends you straight to the article, and you can read it. So that's a pretty cool thing that it does. So let's exit out of there. All right. So the next thing here, and this is one of the most important things on the scanner, is the actual stock screener. So just by looking at this, you can really just find a criteria that meets your type of strategy that you use. So you can change the price, the float short. You can change change the average true range, the average volume, IPO date, patterns, the change, relative volume. All of this information you can put in, and you can filter out stocks that don't really meet your criteria, so you can kind of get a narrow gauge at where some of the opportunities are in the stock market. And with this being 20 minutes delayed, I find that swing trading and long-term investing kind of works better for this, but you still can use it for day trading, especially if you have the elite package. So I would recommend just going down, at least check it out. That's my opinion here. So the next little menu tab here is maps. Honestly, I don't really use all of this a whole lot, because you can see the day's performance, all this other information, the week's performance, year's performance. Honestly, it is kind of interesting to see what sectors are moving during the daily and everything like that. So, you can kind of just get an overall gauge of the market here. But, all right, so let's move on to groups. Groups I've talked about before in previous videos, guys. So this is pretty much kind of like that days, weeks, year, months, 6 months, all of that other. This is just the performance, and you can see what sectors are moving compared to other sectors. So I think that's pretty cool, and you don't get kind of overwhelmed by all the other stock tickers, like the big other charts here that we literally were just looking at. So looking at the day, you can see that the utilities really cleaned house, and it still is on the number 2 in the weeks, but services is the first one on the weeks, but it is number 4 on the day's performance. So that's pretty interesting, and you can kind of filter out other information as such, and you can change it all right here with overview, performance, everything like that, guys. You can really change it. The next thing here is portfolio. So as you click on that here, it will all load in. For some reason, once I start streaming, it takes a little bit of a longer time to load. I'm not sure why it does that, but sometimes you just got to deal with it here. So this, all right, I actually have a thing here, so if you guys want to shoot me an email, I hope that this blocks it. There we go. We're good. All right, so this is just kind of how to keep track of stocks that you want to keep an eye on. You can create a little portfolio, and it's kind of interesting because you can really just type in any stock here. What is Apple? PL, something like that. Boom, you can add that. Shares, you can say let's go 100. Get today's price. Boom. So you can really just create a portfolio, and this will help you keep just an eye on things a lot easier here. The next thing here is the insider. So insider, I honestly don't really pay any attention to these, just because I don't really care, to be quite honest, about insider buying and selling. Like CEOs buying more, CEOs selling more. It's all, I don't really pay attention to that. So the rest here is futures, Forex, crypto, and backtesting. Backtest, you have to have the elite package here, but that's okay. So we're on the futures, so you can get an overall gauge of the futures. I really don't know a whole lot about futures, but this is kind of cool to see. I'm sure if you guys that trade futures, this you guys can benefit from, because you can click on all of this stuff here and it will go in depth more. So next here we have Forex, crypto. I don't really trade Forex. If you trade Forex, then check it out. It might be something to take note at. Let's click on crypto just because of everything that's kind of going on here. So we have Bitcoin that is closing in on almost $10,000. We have, what is this one? LTC. That might be Litecoin, and all this other stuff, guys. So that's pretty much how to use Finviz and how to get the maximum out of it. Now you can sign up for a free account like I did, or you can use the elite package, which starts out at $30 a month. And honestly, I think the $30 per month is kind of relatively inexpensive if you think about it, just because using softwares like Trade Ideas and you know a ton of others, you're paying upwards of $100 and $200 per month. And honestly, this might be kind of a better alternative if you're a beginner, if you just want to get an overall gauge of the market. So this is a pretty awesome tool, guys. And if you have any questions, please shoot them in the chat room or just put them in the comments down below. So that is it, though. Remember to always stay happy, stay positive. We'll see you guys in the next episode. So take care.